In the heart of a bustling city, 14-year-old Amir could often be found studying beneath flickering streetlights long after the world had gone to sleep. With tousled black hair, warm brown eyes, and a spirit too strong for his worn clothes to hide, Amir wore a faded blue hoodie, scuffed jeans, and sneakers that had traveled countless weary steps. Home was no sanctuary, just a small apartment filled with tension, struggle, and silence. But out here, under the soft buzz of a city lamp, he found hope. Amir's life was tough. Growing up in a low-income neighborhood, his family barely scraped by. His parents, overwhelmed by the grind of survival, had long stopped dreaming. But Amir clung to his, desperately. Every evening after school, he'd devour textbooks, fill pages with notes, and dive deep into mathematics and science. They were his escape, his future, his way out. One chilly Thursday night, Amir sat cross-legged on the cracked sidewalk, his math workbook balanced on his lap. That's when he noticed a figure watching him from across the street. An older man in a threadbare coat, a cap pulled low. Startled at first, Amir's fear softened as the man approached slowly, eyes kind despite his weariness. "Studying at this hour?" the man asked, voice gravelly but warm. Amir nodded. "It's quieter out here." The man sat beside him. His name was Mr. Jenkins, a retired teacher who once lived to ignite young minds, but had fallen on hard times. A cascade of personal losses and bad luck had left him living in a nearby shelter. Despite that, his passion for education hadn't faded, and in Amir, he saw a reflection of the fire he once had. In the weeks that followed, the two met regularly beneath that same streetlight. Mr. Jenkins brought wisdom, patience, and the joy of storytelling. Amir brought questions, ambition, and unwavering effort. What began as an unlikely encounter turned into something precious, a mentorship rooted in struggle and shaped by shared purpose. Mr. Jenkins told Amir about the students he once taught, the classroom he missed, and the sense of fulfillment he lost. Amir, in return, shared his dreams, not just of success, but of helping others like him. Together, they began planning a small tutoring group for neighborhood kids who also lacked resources. Amir realized this was no coincidence. Mr. Jenkins had become the mentor he never knew he needed. But life, unpredictable as ever, intervened. Mr. Jenkins's health began to decline. One especially cold night, Amir arrived at their usual spot and found him slumped by the light post, shivering and pale. Panic surged. Amir called for help and stayed by his side until the ambulance arrived. At the hospital, Amir waited. Hours turned into days. He studied in the waiting room, a familiar glow above him, now colder and more clinical. But his promise to Mr. Jenkins, to make a difference, kept him going. The doctors, moved by Amir's loyalty, kept him updated. Eventually, the news came. Mr. Jenkins would recover. Their story spread. A boy studying under streetlights, mentored by a homeless teacher. It resonated deeply. The community responded with warmth. Donations helped cover Mr. Jenkins's care, and a fund was created to launch the tutoring group they had dreamed of. Amir, now fueled by the compassion of strangers and the love of his mentor, took the lead. He began tutoring neighborhood kids in local parks, libraries, and even stairwells. Each lesson was filled with encouragement. The kids, once unsure, began to believe in themselves. Amir had gone from a lonely dreamer to a symbol of resilience and hope. Years passed. Amir's grades soared. He was accepted into top schools. But his greatest pride came on graduation day. Standing on stage, he scanned the crowd and found Mr. Jenkins, now healthier, a little older, his eyes brimming with pride. In his speech, Amir said, It takes just one person to believe in you to change your life. Mr. Jenkins believed in me, and now I believe in all of you." His words brought the crowd to tears. Eventually, Amir founded a community center, free tutoring, mentorship, and a quiet room with a single streetlight overhead. On the wall, a mural showed a boy and a man seated beneath its warm glow, an eternal tribute to the nights that changed everything. Amir's story was never just about academic success. It was about the light found in dark places, about mentorship, about two people who helped each other stand taller. Under flickering streetlights, a life was changed, and in return, so many more would be too.